Hi everyone and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again. Now you may have noticed that the setting is a little different today. And that's because I am in a pretty interesting place. Actually, I drove about 20 minutes out of central London west to a place called Ealing, where there is one place that I wanted to visit. Can anyone guess what that is? It is, of course, the North Korean embassy. So North Korea actually has foreign embassies in 25 countries in the world. And the one in London is quite unique. Actually, it's located in this very, very normal, typical British, absolutely nothing strange or interesting or special about this place. It's just very traditional and typically English place, this suburb. And it just so happens to also be the home of the DPRK embassy, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea embassy in London. And as I'm recording this video, I can literally see it right in front of me. And so unfortunately, I'm not allowed inside. I think you have to get an appointment. Usually if you were to go and visit a North Korean embassy, it would probably be to get a stamp in your passport, your visa in your passport. If you are going to North Korea, you can get your North Korean visa put into your passport before you travel. Usually your visa is supplied on a separate certificate that is not in your passport. But some people, they prefer to have the actual stamp in their passport, and this is pretty much one of the only ways that you can get it. There is actually another couple of ways. I'll do a different video on that later. But today we're going to talk about different embassies around the world for North Korea. And without further ado, I'm going to show you around a little bit the North Korean embassy in London. First of all, a very quick but very important thank you to my patrons, Clarke, James and Charles. Thank you very much. If you do want to become a patron, then please click the link below. Thanks very much, and let's go and have a look around the North Korean embassies.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I've spent the past few years working in tourism in North Korea, as I believe in tourism's positive impact both inside and outside the country. I'm here to expand your knowledge on North Korea by cutting through the politics noise and media framing and getting to know the country and the people as I know it. I'm neither affiliated with any government, nor do I promote any political opinion. Just real places, real people, really living.
Before we take a look at the DPRK embassy in the UK, let's learn a little bit about the DPRK and its embassies both at home and abroad. Since its founding in 1945, the DPRK has had diplomatic relations with a number of countries. This number has slowly increased over the years to where it stands now, at 164 countries. This means that the DPRK has embassies all over the world in these countries, 25 currently, and also often that these countries have embassies in the DPRK. Pre-COVID, there were 25 foreign embassies located in Pyongyang. These were generally all located in the same area, apart from Russia and China. The DPRK has been closed since January 2020. Actually, it was the first country to close because of the pandemic. Its borders have been very tightly shut the past 2.5 years. And actually, it's only just published its first official few cases of COVID-19. This extreme closure caused a lot of the embassy staff to leave, and now most of the embassy staff, if not all, have left. Indeed, when Russian embassy staff left in early 2021, COVID-19 had the diplomats leaving in certainly not your standard way you might presume from diplomats from a country with close ties with North Korea. A hand-push trolley walking over the border is certainly not the conventional diplomatic exit method. License plates in the DPRK deserve their own video entirely, and I'll get round to that. But let me give you a little bit of information about them. All blue license plates are state-owned vehicles. Black are all vehicles owned by the military. Red are privately owned vehicles. You don't see these too much, but they're mainly used by foreign nationals living in the DPRK. And yellow cars are privately owned cars by North Koreans. You rarely even see these at all.
If it's a diplomatic car, the license plate will be green and there will be 2 numbers distinct at the start of the plate. These correspond to the order in which the country represented established diplomatic relations with the DPRK. So the cars starting with 01 are from Russia.
There are various North Korean embassies around the world. Indeed, a total of 48 of them, with multiple in China, Russia and Pakistan. In the Cold War era, the DPRK's foreign policy was focused on Soviet bloc countries, but gradually both North and South Korean governments started to gain recognition globally. On September 25th, 1958, Algeria became the first non-Marxist-Leninist country to recognize officially North Korea and to build up diplomatic relations with it.
Unfortunately, a quick look on Google Maps from the online coordinates doesn't give us much of a look at the embassy itself, although it does seem to be in a popular embassy area. China is often considered to be North Korea's closest ally. I've been to the embassy quite a few times to sort out visas and the like, and the security there is very strict. It's located in a popular embassy area in central Beijing and is one of North Korea's biggest embassies abroad. The North Korean embassy in Germany is based in Berlin. It's been here since 1990, but it recently came under the spotlight for having to close down the hostel that runs in one of the buildings in the North Korean embassy area. Sweden is an interesting one because the Swedish embassy in Pyongyang looks after a lot of other countries without diplomatic relations. Similarly, the DPRK embassy in Stockholm is concurrently accredited to Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Latvia, Lithuania and Norway. In Singapore, in 2016, the DPRK moved its embassy from this location to a prestigious downtown location overlooking the central area of Singapore and opposite Singapore's Central Parliament Building and Supreme Court. Let's get back to the DPRK embassy in London, one of the most unique embassies, in my opinion.
So I'm going to take you with me as we kind of step out. I've actually been here once before, and I know that they can be a little bit sensitive when it comes to photography. Go and have a bit of an explore. Hopefully they're not going to mind me taking too many photos. For once a sunny day in the UK. So behind me here is you've got a bit of a garden area, which I think also has a basketball court in there. Quite a bit of CCTV as well. I guess the basketball has to do with Kim Jong-un and his enjoyment for the sport. Let's have a look around the front. That's where the interesting stuff is.
The 7-bedroom property was purchased by the North Korean government for £1.3 million in 2003. You can't simply walk in and have a look around. However, there have been times the embassy has been open to the public. In November 2014, an exhibition of the art from the Mansudae Art Studio was held at the embassy to coincide with the visit of 4 North Korean artists to London.
In a really bizarre coincidence, I accidentally ran into one of the embassy staff there and we had a quick chat.
Registration plate PRK1, by the way.
So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this short video on embassies in North Korea and North Korean embassies around the world. I'd love to show you around more in Pyongyang, but that will have to wait until the borders are open again. It's definitely on the cards and it's definitely something I'll do in the future. So make sure you are subscribed. You'll be the first to know when I can go back to North Korea and start making content there. And please support me by liking and commenting, and of course ask me any questions if you have any. Thanks again, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.